Hey guys, this is Austin Atkinson. Wanted to go over with you a little bit on my archery elk tactics, especially on public land. This hunt takes place in eastern Arizona in a less than desirable draw unit. Took me 9 bonus points as a resident to draw, and I got to share this hunt with my dad. We figured out that these bulls are feeding with their herds out in the open meadows and prairies during the night, and they're moving their herds back into the trees about an hour before sunrise. That's about the time when you'll hear the last bugle of this bull moving his cows. The rut was good this year. It just didn't seem to be very active during the day. They're very call shy. They've been called out a lot. Every truck driving around has a bugle hanging out the window. So we knew that wasn't going to work for this hunt. So at 3 and 4 in the morning, we listen. We're out here, we're listening to where the bull's moving to. Then the next day, here we are, we're set up in front of him about where we heard his last bugle the morning before. We move left and right, stay back about 500 yards, so we're out of sight, and just try to get in front of him. Just picking apart the trees with our binoculars, trying to see where they're going to come out. One common mistake archery hunters make is they kneel down or sit down. And by the time they need to stand up and draw their bow, it's too late, they can't move. You can see I was already stood up in front of the tree, arrow nocked, we're ready to go. My dad is behind me, down on his knees with the camera. The wind is in our face, the elk are headed straight to us, and now we're going to go into stealth mode. No sounds, no movements, we're just waiting for the herd to come to us unknowingly. Now I already have all my trees marked for yardage out to 90 yards, so I can kind of count the bull's steps and I'm going to know exactly which yardage to shoot. Here he comes. When I first saw this bull, I knew that he was a bull that I was going to take, especially in this unit, my first archery bull elk. How could you pass up a sight like that? Now we just got to get past all these cows' defenses. He's the bull's in the back. A few minutes into this, about right here, I started feeling like we weren't going to do this. The elk were too close. One of these cows was going to bust us, and they were going to turn and head back south. I started getting a little worried. This is no zoom on the camera. These cows are between 4 and 10 yards, just coming in real close. I'm a few yards in front of the camera on the left and starting to get a little worried. Cows would look at you, they give you the 10-second stare, and they would turn and move on. We really didn't have a choice but to sit and wait and see what happened. We looked in the back, the cows had kind of veered to our right. Here was the bull, still on track, following his herd. I'm watching the lead cow out of the corner of my eye, and she's starting to get downwind of us. So I know this is going to come to an end here pretty soon, or we're going to get a shot on this bull. We really didn't know what was going to happen now that the herd was so strung out. Now I'm counting this bull's steps, but I still have cows right in front of me, so I have no place to draw. Right after this cow passes, you'll hear the cows kind of rustle a little bit as they catch our scent, and then you'll hear the bull calm them down with a bugle. So in my mind, this bull has told them, hey girls, calm down. Maybe we'll bed up here close by. It's okay. We're not seeing any danger. They didn't get a full whiff of our scent. Wind was still blowing in our face, but kind of swirling around, and they didn't really know what to do. Now I've forgotten about the cows. I'm just ready to draw, and let's shoot this bull. Cows are kind of surrounding us, but if they were any closer, they're going to be touching us. So I'm ready to take a shot. Just give me a broadside shot. He's just under 80 yards. Now anybody who has studied and watched elk quite a bit, they know exactly what this elk's going to do, and it's not what I needed him to do at that moment. No shot. And we've still got these cows passing less than 10 yards in front of us, milling around, changing their bedding areas, getting resituated, and that bull stayed put. Some of the younger cows literally bedded under 5 yards from us. It was kind of neat to be standing above them, looking down on them, and they had no idea we were there. Finally, when the bull stood, I waited till he went behind this big brown tree on the right, and I drew my bow and let him have it.
He went down like a ton of bricks. Is that an okay shot? Shake it. 8 o'clock exactly. I thought you were gonna wait till he got closer. He was behind that tree. Right behind that tree, and I said, I have to draw right now. I don't know how far that was. 41 yards. Are you shaking at all? How close were those cows? 4 yards.
Now what you're supposed to do is make a grunt noise with your mouth, stop the animal, and then let the shot go. I was so excited, I let it go, hit him a little bit further back than I wanted, but that quartering shot just nailed him. We later found out the reason why he fell. With that quartering angle, my G5 fixed broadhead actually broke his femur bone just below the hip joint, and that caused him to rear back, fall over on it, and he shattered his femur all the way down to his knee on his back left leg. As you know, kinetic energy and a sharp cutting surface. That's how a bow and arrow kills.
There he is. He's right there.
Woo!
You see him?
Oh yeah, I see.
I don't believe it.
God, he only went like
Oh my heck.
250 yards.
Yeah.
With that shot, we knew he was hit hard, but we still gave him 1 hour before we started tracking him. He had only run just over 200 yards, and he was dead probably before I quit shaking from the shot.
Woo!
Oh, look at your arrow. Oh my goodness.
Is that a good enough shot for you?
Oh my goodness.
Woo! He's down.
7x6. What a nice bull.
Oh my goodness.
Pull him up.
How's he look?
Mighty fine.
That's my bull. Oh.
People can say what they want about pass-through shots, but man, having a quartering shot where the arrow stays inside the animal as they run,
Wow.
it just makes for a more ethical kill.
That's your first bull elk.
I'm happy with that.
What a bull. What a day.
Woo. Doesn't get any better than that.
What do you think he scores?
Enough.
What do you think he weighs?
He weighs a lot. Well,
Put him on your back. Let's
the
see.
road's right there, so he's getting lighter.
People say, what's the best thing to do with my animal after I get it down? I tell them, it's mid-September. Go gutless, get the meat off it, and get it back to where you can get it cool. Don't mess with the whole carcass. It's just not worth it.
Got the elk back.
I'll never forget the special time in the woods with my dad in Arizona, hunting for big bull elk. Many of you will ask, well, what did he score? Well, it turns out he gross scored just under 340, and he netted 324 Pope and Young. Great bull, especially for my first archery bull in Arizona. For more information on drawing an Arizona elk tag, please check out my website at AAAOutdoors.com.